Hello and welcome to a tutorial here on the Path Radio Academy for thepathradio.com. Today I'm going to cover um, using an MP3 tag editor to provide metadata in your song file. And of course, we're going to start here on thepathradio.com. And here in the title menu, you'll see something that's called Artist Resources. And there's a ton of information here under Artist Resources that you can use. But what we're going to look at today is this thing, the MP3 tag editor. And so if you go to the website, you're going to click that. And what it will do is it will take you to a website outside of thepathradio.com. We are not making any money off of this. This is just a really nice little tool to help you. It's free. The maker of the tool asks that you do provide a donation if you so choose to use it and find it helpful, and we encourage you to, of course, support them too. But there are two versions of this. One version is for a Windows environment, and you can download that. And there's the 64-bit version and the 32-bit version. And there is also a version for Mac. Now, the Mac versions are not donation-based. They are purchase-based. And it's up to you. It may be $30 to use. I don't use that version, but it is there if you so choose to do that. So what you would do is select the file that you would like to download. It will download to your computer very much like any other installation. You run the file and you install it. And on your desktop, you'll get an icon that appears that looks like this, the little diamond with the orange check mark, and it says MP3 tag. You would click that file to run the application. Okay, so this is part one where we navigate to thepathradio.com. You go to the artist resources and you could navigate here to download this file. Now in part two, I will cover how to put information in the screen of the application to provide your file with the necessary metadata. So we'll continue shortly here with part two. Okay, part two is now running the application. You've clicked on the MP3 tag icon on your desktop. The application has opened, and now we have to navigate to the file and fill in the information. So the way that you can navigate to the file is along here, you've got your toolbar along the top, and you're going to click this little folder with looks like a green little check mark. And what that will do, it will say, hey, change the directory. Now, mine is already defaulted to music. That's the directory where I had put my files in. But if you didn't, if it's somewhere else, you would navigate to where it is. You would select the folder by clicking on it, and then you would click the button that says select folder, and you're going to include your subdirectories. Okay. Now, very quickly, it scans that folder. If you had a lot of folders in there, it would take a little longer to scan, but it will find all of the audio files for you to explore and pick. So here I have one file, and it's one that I had pre-populated in there. It's a song that I wrote a long time ago. And you see there's no metadata in this particular file. And the metadata is here where we're going to put these instructions. And we're going to start with title. And so the title of this song is Broken. So we're going to type Broken in the title. Now, titles are very interesting. I've seen titles that have very long title names. We don't need to know that it's your master file. We don't need to know that it's your 7th version of the file. We don't need to know that it's your good copy master version. You should really limit the title to what the title of the song is. Sometimes when these things get played and the information gets displayed online, it will display whatever the title of the song is. So the more you put in there, if the radio station doesn't have time or doesn't care to correct it, you're going to get all this obscure information that is irrelevant and it doesn't do anything for your brand. Okay, so we've got the song title in there. It's called Broken. Now, I am the artist, so I'm going to put my own name in there. You could choose to put your name. If you're a sole artist, you could also put your band name in, whatever makes sense. The key thing here is that you're identifying the artist, okay, who you would like to associate with this particular song. Now, If you have an album name, if this is one song of many songs, put your album name in here. I've seen it where singles don't leave this particular field blank. It depends how you've registered your song. If you've registered your song with registration services and as part of that registration you said, hey, the album is also called Broken, then even though it's one song, then you can go ahead and put that in there. If you didn't register an album name, then don't, leave it blank, okay? Of course, nice things to have here, the year. This does tell us exactly when the song was born. What track? Now, if this was part of a larger album, you would put, list all the different tracks, put the numbers down. Now, a best practice that I like is I lead with a 0. So this is track 1, and we only have one track. But if I had multiple tracks, I would go 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3, and so on. And so if you do have more than 9 tracks or 10 tracks, by the time you get to 10, it'll be 1, 0, 1, 11. And it just helps the files stay cleanly organized when you are dealing with directories and uploads, okay? Of course, the genre, and I might just put rock because it was a rock song, and so that's up to you, whatever your genre is. And now the comment field. Now this particular application doesn't have an ISRC field, but an SIRC is a very important piece of information. When you register your song, you may receive an SIRC number. It is one of the ways that your song gets identified when it is played so that you can receive credit. And then sometimes when you're registered with music services, you will receive compensation for that file being played, right? Because it's all part of licensing, okay? So I like to recommend that you put your ISRC number here, and it's some obscure long number that you get sometimes when you put it in there. Now, I have seen artists put a whole bunch of other stuff in here. I've seen biographies in here. Don't do it. Don't put all of that information in. You just need the essentials in here. Putting the biography, again, it's a lot of information. It takes up space, especially with internet radio stations. And the likelihood is that internet radio stations, if you're an independent artist, might be some of the first radio stations that will play your song. Keep it clean for them, okay? Now, album artist. Now, do you have an artist that has designed your cover or designed any other part of it? If not, if you're the same person, then, put your name. If not, put their name. Okay, and the composer. Now, you may be the sole composer, or you may have shared composers. You're welcome to put that. Use a comma between the names if there are more than one. And disc number. Maybe you're releasing something that has multiple discs. Otherwise, maybe this is just disc 1. I like to, if I don't have to leave things blank, I'll put them in, but they have to make sense, okay? Now, the last piece is your cover. Now, to change your cover or to put one in, I'm going to right-click on this empty space here. I'm going to say Add Cover. And again, you'll see it's recognized that I have a logo in the music folder that I had previously said, yeah, go ahead and scan. And so in this case, I'm just picking a Path Radio logo. And you'll see there now that it tells you the size, the recommended size, it's there. We now have all the information that we need, all the metadata that we need for this file. We just have to save it. So in the top left-hand corner, you'll see a little floppy disk look, right? You click Save, and now the song has the metadata. It has all the information that will give you credit when the radio station is going to play it, okay? Do this. Do this before you submit a song to thepathradio.com. Do it before you submit it to anyone else. It looks professional. It gives you credit. Only good things can happen from here. It's a good best practice. Thank you for joining me on this tutorial here on thepathradio.com for the Path Radio Academy. I hope you've enjoyed it and that it is helpful.